In a typical romance anime, a popular girl falls in love with an unpopular guy. In fact, a lot of anime series love showcasing the ultimate fantasy of every unpopular loner, being noticed by the popular girls in school. And that's why we love this type of animated genre so much. It's an all-out nerd fest where love at first sight can take you by surprise. Today we'll be counting down our picks of top 7 anime where popular girl falls in love with unpopular guy. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 7. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. Do you want to be regularly teased by a cute beauty? For the shy Naoto, getting teased daily by his underclassman named Nagatoro is rather exhausting, at least for his heart. Their unusual relationship begins when one day while he is drawing his manga in the library, Nagatoro ends up reading it and from there on out, starts teasing her beloved senpai whenever she can. Initially, Naoto is distressed by her sudden and often bothersome behavior. He can't help but be flustered and embarrassed, which makes Nagatoro want to tease him even more. But little by little, an odd relationship between them begins to shape. He starts getting fond of Nagatoro, and while it is still bad for his heart, he knows he enjoys her company and so he keeps on putting up with Nagatoro's eccentric antics. Number 6. Bottom tier character Tomozaki. Tomozaki is truly a bottom-tier character when it comes to his social life. He is an awkward loner, lacking both friends and girls, and practically a lost cause. The guy has forsaken himself, at least regarding his social life, though he is also a gamer. In fact, he is the greatest player of a certain online game. One day, while playing the game, he comes across another skilled gamer and has a good time. But the true identity of this player shocks the living daylights out of him. She is Oi Hinami, his classmate. And as you can expect, aside from their love for gaming, they are complete opposites. She's the popular girl, and he is definitely the unpopular guy. She realizes how bad Tomozaki is at the game of life, and decides to make him become good at it. And just like that, through her help, Tomozaki gradually begins to become a more social person. Number 5. The Quintessential Quintuplets. Somewhat similar to We Never Learn, the Quintessential Quintuplets follows 5 sisters who were born on the same day, look more or less the same, and the only thing that distinguishes one from the other is their hair color and clothing sense. Depending on your preferences, you may like one over the others, but they are all pretty likable. Then comes Futaru. He is a hardcore nerd who never ceases to get the top score in every exam. Though unfortunately, his family's financial situation is in shambles. One ordinary school day, he ends up getting into a mild argument with a transfer student, and then later that day comes across the irresistible opportunity to make 5 times the money as the market rate for tutoring a rich man's daughters. It's the quintuplets, and the girl who argued with him is among them. Not only that, all of them are on the verge of flunking. Studying? They want nothing to do with it, at least, most of them. Number 4. Saekano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. This anime takes the otaku element to the next level. The main character named Tomoyo Aki is obsessed with anime and light novels. He takes up many part-time jobs all for the sake of buying anime stuff and action figures. It's commendable. Something sparks his interest, and he suddenly seeks to create a game, though of course, he can't really do much all by himself, so he makes his old friends join him. One is a hardcore doujin creator while the other is a highly successful writer. Together the unpopular guy and the popular gal will create a game. Now if only he can have that sweet inspiration flash before his eyes. We do have it, and a dunce beauty thick girl named Katamegumi touches his heart in ways he can't articulate. Tomoya decides that he'll base the main character on her. They try, but will they be able to make something good when they haven't even experienced those feelings in their own lives? Number 3. ORESUKI, Are You the Only One Who Loves Me? The protagonist, named Kisaragi, is an average guy who's under the false pretense that he is the main character, and this romantic comedy is soon about to begin. As the second year of high school kicks in, he somehow ends up with 2 dates over the weekend. Both of them are with highly desirable popular girls. There is the student council president who wants him on Saturday, and then his childhood friend Oi. He'll have a date with her on Sunday. Almost as if the universe has got his back. Unfortunately, he soon realizes that neither of them like him. The only reason they invited him was so they can ask for his advice in trying to win his best friend. Just like that, he's now stuck having to help 2 different girls win over the same guy. But this is still just the beginning when the popular girl, Sumariko Sanchikin, enters the scene, and much to his surprise, she's actually in love with him. As lies begin to pile up and misunderstandings follow, how will this story continue? Number 2, Amagami SS. Out of all the anime on this list, Amagami SS is a particularly peculiar one because while this anime isn't a harem, it deals with multiple love interests, and everyone gets their own ending. Finally, a rom-com where no girl loses is what I'd like to call it. The story follows a guy named Junichi Tachibana. 2 years ago he had a date on Christmas Eve, but no matter how much he waited, she never came, leaving him heartbroken and unsure about everything. Now, in the present day, Junichi is finally starting to do fine again. There are many girls who'd like to go out with him. Plus, since this anime is an adaptation of a dating sim, there is no main heroine. All of them are important and all of them get their own respective ending. I'd say, if you are tired of seeing your favorite girl lose again and again, this might be the salvation. Number 1, OreShura. Not everyone has the romanticized idea of love. Some are skeptical, be it because of their past or current circumstances. Ida Kidu shares the same sentiment. Throughout his past, he never saw his parents love each other. Eventually, his family dissolved, and he ended up becoming distant from the idea of love. He wants nothing to do with it. Even as a high schooler, while his peers want the rose-colored high school life, he himself couldn't care less. So he continues studying consistently, all for the sake of one day becoming a doctor. The most beloved girl in the entire school, Natsukawa, also doesn't like over-the-top relationships very much. She is tired of people confessing to her all the time and seeks a rest. When she realizes Ida doesn't want a romantic relationship, she ends up asking him to be her pretend boyfriend. Of course, he declines, but looks like she has gotten her hands on his journal. If he doesn't play along, she'll come out with his secrets, and the embarrassment might as well kill him. Now how will he cope with this relationship? Out of the 4 girls who are fighting for Ida's love in the story, one girl with blushy pink hair gets his attention.